Hey, this is Matt Wellumson.
This is Casey Hultgren.
We're with Hardline MX, and we're here at Spring Creek for the actual, finally, the
Regional.
regional, exactly. So, Upper Midwest, North Central Regional, today was pretty epic. What is our entry list? What is our, I guess, entry count today here?
The man himself, John Martin, said 728 entries, and I'm not sure what they had Memorial Day, but that sounds like it was almost
Just
100 off.
Yeah, just about 900 for the Memorial Day weekend. So, weather here, pretty good. We're actually in the 90s, believe it or not, right now, but for some reason, the wind
Was nice.
tempered a lot of the heat. So
Yes.
we had some pretty strong gusts. It's going to make for some kind of noisy. If we do raw clips, they're going to have a little bit of that wind noise to them. But it's crazy racing. So let's talk about the entries today. So who do we have in? Who do we have in today with regards to coverage? Like Lance Kobush is one. Who else? Like Parker Mashburn, Carter Halfane. So we got some big name riders, people that are Loretta Lynn's veterans, but on top of that, we had some of our own Top Guns. We had Josh Bowes. We had
Mateo
Johnson. Sam Weiss, who was basically
unstoppable,
undefeated today in A-class. I mean, we represented ourselves pretty well here in the Upper Midwest. I mean, that's our roots, Hardline MX, and that's where we started. So, Casey, talk to me about your day. Where did you end up filming, and how was the race action for you?
Good. Mainly filmed in the rough sections, the hills, the sand wash, and of course the jumps. Who doesn't like jumps? But they were actually kind of beat down. All of them are rutted up faces. It was actually kind of choppier because I'm usually here on Pro Nationals week, and it was more choppier, less ruddy than I normally see it. But it looked like it was fun, but very rough. There was a lot of, I would say, crashes. Not too many injuries from what I heard, but a lot of crashes. And then it looked gnarly, and the people that are going to res really showed their true colors in this rough stuff and excelled. You can tell which ones excelled and which ones are basically ready, especially with this heat and all the humidity.
Right. Yeah, I came away with being impressed. I mean, we had a lot of good hole shots by some of our locals. One of the guys we interviewed at the area qualifiers, Cameron Scullerud, for his last race of 125C, or 125, he didn't get the hole shot, but he was right there with the top runner and actually took first place. I mean, he actually checked out and took first, and that was a good thing to see from Cam. A kid that he's just about to turn 13, basically just transitioning to big bikes. One of those guys that's always been kind of fast on minis, but now starting to come into his own. It was amazing to see our guys do so well with such stiff competition, especially, going back to another, of course, we talked to Josh Bowes, like, second moto, he didn't make it happen, but first moto, he got first place ahead of Lance Kobush, Parker Mashburn. Some serious competition that maybe are a little bit off put by the track, but they recovered. Kobush's starts weren't probably the greatest today, but you could definitely see his native speed. Like, he was able to pull back through the pack.
And when he was out in the lead in one of the motos I watched, he checked out and no one was touching him. So
yeah, not at all. Yeah. So maybe some morning butterfly stuff like that, but it still shows that our guys show pretty well. Granted, there is the home track advantage, but Millville changes every time. Like, we've had, as Guy Olin mentioned in our last podcast for the Block Pass, we've had a good amount of rain. The prior event for the Memorial Day weekend, where we had over 900 riders, what that did was basically saturate the ground and
make it ruddy.
Yeah, we started to have some of those square hold, dips, and we're seeing some of that today too, even though it's been mostly dry down here.
Yeah, and it seemed more choppy, more braking bumps, more acceleration bumps, more, basically just a little chattery stuff, which I've basically never seen here, because I'm used to Millville being ruddy, and basically lots of ruts, and deep ones too, for that fact.
What did you come away with as being, like, I guess, some of the most impressive things you saw today? I mean, like you said, Lance checked out. Once he got into the lead, he was able to accelerate out.
And I would say Mateo for kind of hanging with that group too. He, I can't remember on half of them, but I think it was the first 250B moto. Him and Lance kind of hang together inside the mid pack while Josh was out front for most of it, and I was actually kind of impressed. They all kind of stuck together, and I mean, yeah, he's shown his difference this year. I guess from this year to last year, he's more prepared
Right.
and definitely Sam.
Sam
Well,
Weiss, yeah.
is he from compared to last year, he's stepped up his game big time. So, um, and I'm pretty sure he won every moto he was in. I think,
From
or
what I can
maybe
tell,
one.
yeah. And I think their first Open Pro Sport, it was Sam Weiss, Joe Perrin, 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
The second moto, Sam Weiss did not get as good of a hole shot. He didn't get the hole shot, but he
Yeah.
was able to recover and get right up there. So, and then Nick Jackson, I think, was in the top 5, which was awesome to see. And Joe Perrin,
Second moto. Yep.
yep, Joe Perrin was there as well. So, I mean, we had some of our guys do pretty well. Talked to Joe briefly, or I'm hopefully going to try to interview him. But I asked him at staging, did Thunder Valley, you being out in Colorado, the high altitude, lower power of your motor, did that really help set you up for this event? And he goes, it couldn't have hurt. So
Yeah.
I guess stepping back, the biggest things that were kind of neat and impactful for this event was the heat. I mean, we were in the 90-degree temperature range. We had the cheater wind, which helped keep it feel comfortable.
Decent.
But at the same time, 90 degrees is 90 degrees. So I think a lot of these guys are getting a taste of what Loretta's going to feel like. Granted, Loretta Lynn's itself is nowhere near as technical as this track is. So that's going to be an advantage for a lot of the guys here. I was talking to a parent of a kid that's actually never been to Loretta's, and that was the feedback I gave him. It's like, Loretta's itself isn't a technical track. It's the competition and your mindset that can totally mess you over. And, and he's in this position right now where he's pretty well set to qualify in one class. The other ones are a little bit questionable. But I talked to, my second year being up there, I talked to a Canadian, Marco Canella, who came in as a second alternate, left as a champion. I mean, that's just 2 kids I've known that have done that.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can't judge, like Guillaume, the announcer for the track here, had mentioned a couple of times, like, even if you are sure you're going to be an alternate, still register, because people will do qualifiers and not go to the ranch because of the expense or the pressure in their mind. So there's a good percentage of them that don't. So if you're just outside of a qualifying spot, definitely register. I have to say that because I've seen people get in as an alternate and do very well. Champion or basically second level. So we've had a lot of good successes here from Minnesota and the surrounding upper Midwest, Iowa. So
we've had a good showing the last few years, I think. So
I think so. I mean, it'd be nice to have
it's only going to get better because the future of our moto guys look pretty bright. I think.
I think so too. Any final words or final thoughts or any thanks to anybody?
I guess Matt for allowing me to come down here, even though it's like a 4-hour drive, and Spring Creek for
3 a.m. start time to get down here?
3 a.m. start time, but it was worth it. Now I'm kind of feeling it now. But then obviously Spring Creek for the amazing work they put in. They're working on the track right now, and I'm sure they're going to probably be working until midnight. And I don't know if it's supposed to rain tonight or not. I heard the rain was in the forecast, so we might have a mutter tomorrow possibly.
I mean, it looks like they're actually packing the track down, so I think they're expecting rain tonight. Just judging by what they're doing, that's what the expectation is. So hopefully it's not going to be too muddy tomorrow morning, but that could make for some great racing. I think our guys are going to do well because they've done rain races here where others might not have done sand washed in the rain. That's scary.
Yeah.
If you haven't done it before,
it's especially with these hills, it's not.
Exactly.
You can just tell.
Right. All right. Well, thanks for watching our Block Pass episode from Spring Creek for the North Central Regional. And, a little shameless plug for one of Casey's sponsors here. So I don't know where that came from, but yeah. Well, thanks for coming down here. I know it was a bit of a drive, and at least you got to go ride today. So
it's worth it. It was all worth it to be at Millville. I wouldn't miss the trip. So, yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for watching, guys. You end up talking to any riders today?
Yeah, I talked to a few. Sam Wise was one of them, and there is a wasp on me. Sorry, now
it's nature. We're at one of the best tracks in the world. They know this.
I know, but that thing freaks me out.
Just ignore it. It's just an insect. How was your day? Like filming, where did you end up getting most of your coverage today?
Oh, I don't know. Basically on the hills and over here where the gnarly ruts were and stuff, because there were some pretty deep ruts, choppy.
All right, folks, officially we have all the classes. 250C is now posted, so all our classes are posted through the first